Beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, and forms. My life is about bringing out that beauty in everything and helping others do the same. Hello, everyone. My name is Jewel. I am the owner, designer, and creator behind Shabby Boutique. If you want to see how I make my creations, the products I use, and how you can create your own home decor from new, thrifted, or found items, then keep watching. Hello, 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 everyone. How are my lovelies today? Today is what you've been waiting for. Everybody waits for this every year around this time. Although I think this is actually a little early. I think. But anyway, this is the time of year that everybody's waiting for, the IOD 2026 winter collection. We have a few fall inspired, winter inspired, Christmas inspired, holiday inspired. You know, there's a little bit of something for everyone. We also have 2 new accessories. I have everything except for one of the accessories. I did order it, but I guess they weren't expecting the amount of orders they were going to get for them. And so even though I ordered them, there were a lot of us that did not get them. I guess it was kind of a first come, first serve thing. Even though I literally, when the cart opens for the stockist to order, my order is always in within like 15 minutes because I've already mapped out what I'm getting and when. So when that cart opens, I'm in there like bing, 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 and I'm getting what it is that I want. So I did order it. I did get it. So that is the only item that I did not get. We will get to that. I'm going to do the accessories at the end. We will get to that, and I will show a picture on screen what that is. Anyway, sorry. So without further ado, we will get on with the release, but don't forget that I will have, at the end, I will do a tutorial using some of the items, probably bringing in other collections and stuff like that as well. I like to work with all of them. And there's some lovely, lovely things. I think you guys are going to be excited for this. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the tour. I'm calling it a tour. All right. First in the collection, we have a Timely Tale. This is one of our 6x6 stamp sets. And this one is not limited edition, because you know most of our winter collection, holiday collection is usually limited edition. These are not limited edition, but I guess I could probably do one at a time. It would probably help. But these are for making little calendars. You can use them for journaling. You can make calendars as gifts to give away or to sell. You can, make little calendars to sell. You have all the different holidays. You have geese and rabbit and mice. And on this one, you have some spring and fall. You have birds and pumpkins. And then if you mix these with our other mini stamps or even our larger stamps, the possibilities are endless. You can use the stamps with transfers. You can use these to make advent calendars. So many ideas. You could even use these for making stationery or like invitations, save the dates, things like that. Get you some handmade paper or some linen paper. And I think that would be gorgeous. So yeah, it's a Timely Tale. Again, it's one of our 6x6 stamp sets. And they do come with the masks. So, item number 1. And then we have our first mold. I will take it out of the package. This is called Bell's Nickel. Again, these have a ton of details. I don't know where that little fuzzy went. or came from. These have a ton of detail, and they're based on little German characters. To me, they remind me of vintage, I cannot talk today, vintage Santa Claus. St. Nicholas, that's Belle's nickel. These are great. I love those. And again, I don't know if you saw the detail on those, but these would be great for, like, I wish they would come out with nutcracker ones. Maybe eventually. But these would be great for like doing on like old wine bottles and stuff. Put those on there and then have a couple of them in a row. That would be really cute. Okay, now this one is a trimmings mold, and it's called Hazel and Bay. And so this is a piece of trimming, and as you can see, they fit, the ends fit into each other, so you can make continuous ones. Same thing with this. This is a trimmings piece here, and then you have another section that you can kind of add in wherever you want. But again, look at the detail. Like, look at the veins in these leaves. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I cannot wait to use this one. So pretty. This one is called Silent Night, and this is your classic nativity. You have some sheep and Mary and Joseph and Jesus and an angel. And again, look at the details. I hope you can see those. And those feathers. That's why I say every year I'm so blown away. Whoops, I guess it goes this way. Sorry, I am so blown away by the details in their molds. They just get better and better and better. So that one again is called Silent Night. That one would be so pretty with one of our arched frames and then do a little nativity scene in there. That would be so pretty. And then this one is called Cornucopias. And you get 2 cornucopias. They're similar but not the same. So you could do like one facing one way and one facing the other way. But then you get pomegranates. You get 3 different pomegranates. This one's a good one for the fall. And that is cornucopias. And again, look at the detail on the wicker, on the basket. So, so pretty. And then I believe this one is already sold out on the website. Like a stockist cannot even order anymore right now. I'm pretty sure it's this one. But this one is Old Colchester Road. And this one, look at the detail in that brick. It's just crazy. But remember, these are oven safe, so you can make cookies in these, you can do chocolates in these, you can do gingerbread cookies in these, you can make a gingerbread house out of these. Like, these have so many uses. You can use them for soap, clay, resin. Like, the possibilities with their molds are endless. But a whole grouping of these, just put these, like run these in resin or like resin-crete or even clay, and then just put like a wood block behind it and have several of them on your mantelpiece. So pretty. And again, that was Old Colchester Road. So it was either that one that is out of stock or this one. And I know I looked it up right before I came on and I still can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's the other one. But I guarantee you this one's probably gonna sell out pretty quickly. So on these two, I would definitely get them while you can. Now, the good thing is that Colchester Road and this one, which is Shrewsbury Lane, both of these are not limited edition. So they will be coming back in stock. It's just a matter of when. But again, look at all the details in those. The details are crazy. Like, look at that. The rock work on that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But yes, these are gorgeous. And then of course that one kind of, sorry, rotate it around. That one that reminds me of a church, like the windows and stuff. So that one is Shrewsbury Lane. Now on for our transfers. This one is a Cotswold Christmas. These are the 8x12s. And I love my lights, but I hate my lights. I guess if I hold it at an angle, you can see it. I love the puppy. He's so cute. This one features a lot of different wreaths. And then you have a little house. Look at that Christmas tree. And the steer. Look at the little sheep. They're so cute. And then, I always do it the wrong way, sorry. All kinds of Christmas scenes. Like this one would be really pretty on a tray. And then here's some more Christmas scenes, like a little town. You can put them all together. There's that one. And then there's that one. And you have a horse and a carriage, or a sled, sorry. And then look at the puppy. Anyone who has labs will appreciate those. And there's some more. That one's an old barn. And some more steer and another puppy. So yeah, that one's a Cotswold Christmas. This one would be gorgeous too. You take just some 2x4s. Hold on. Yeah, I think you'd have to have wider than a 2x4. But if you just took some blocks of wood and put these on it, then you can, just paint the background white or whatever color you want and put these on them. And you could do a bunch of them lined up on your mantelpiece. Or you can use them for trays. Or if you had the like yard long picture frames, like the really long ones, you could do like several of the little city scenes or town scenes on it and do like one long picture. That is a Cotswold Christmas. Sorry, Cotswold. I always say that wrong, always. Then this one is Winter's Calling. And you have a gorgeous Christmas tree. I love like the writing and stuff in the background. And then like these borders, you can just take the Christmas tree part out and just use the border, or use just the border and not the tree. You don't have to use it together. That's the great thing about transfers. You can piece them and make whatever you want. This one is so cute with the birds. And see, this is more of kind of like a fall theme rather than like a holiday or Christmas winter theme. And you have more birds. Get up close so you can see. Although I know my husband, he tells me all the time, you don't have to hold it up to the camera. I can zoom in when I'm doing the final editing. So I do the main editing, and then he goes in and does all the like zooming and all the fancy stuff for me. And he's like, you know, you don't have to do that, but it's just kind of, you know, I'm looking at it in the camera and I'm like, I think I should move it to the camera. So, sorry. I love that bell. It's so pretty. And I love like all the Christmas wreaths and the holiday wreaths and stuff. So pretty. I love all the birds. We live outside of town. And I remember when we first moved here, because we had lived in the city. And when we first moved here, I remember waking up in the morning thinking, wow, like I don't remember hearing birds over at our old house, because you have all the cars going up and down the street, and we were by the highway, so you always heard like the trucks and the Jake brakes. And then we had a train that ran through town, so you're constantly hearing the train and the train whistle and everything. And you know, you don't realize until you move out of town or go out of town or whatever, and you're, you know, out in nature, and you realize, wow, you can hear the birds plain as day. And so when the birds are out, like getting woke up by birds in the morning, I love that. Sitting outside in the morning on the back deck and having my morning coffee and watching the birds play, chase each other. So I do love birds. But this is what I was saying, that, you know, these aren't necessarily all Christmas or all holiday themed or all winter themed. A lot of these you could literally use this one year round with all the birds and everything. But you do have some wording. So this one is Winter's Calling. And again, this is so pretty. I think this one is going to be loved by a lot of people. Was it 2 holiday seasons ago or 2 winter collections ago? We had the Crimson Velvet, which had a lot of like nature and deer and stuff like that in it. And that was a huge seller. And this one is called Stag Tavern. And it's kind of along those lines, where you have a lot of like woodland themed type stuff. But things that you would see like in an old pub or something like that. Like these swags are so cool. And the bunny and the owls. I love owls. We have a couple owls that live in our backyard. But it's just very woodland and kind of moody themed. Again, I would not necessarily call this, you know, winter per se. And it has sort of kind of a masculine feel to it. So definitely making gifts for, you know, the men in your lives, or anyone who likes, you know, not so flowery and floral stuff. Gorgeous. And then I like the fact that they did some smaller pieces, but then you got bigger pieces, so you can do like signs. I love that moose. And the bear. So these are more moody, more woodland themed. Gorgeous. This one again is called Stag Tavern. Now this one is right up my alley. And the same year that we had Crimson Velvet, we also had, what was it called? Was it Kitsch Christmas? It was something kitschy Christmas, I think. And this one is definitely along those lines. So, you know I'm going to say this one's my favorite. So you have pinks and you have mint greens and very kitsch, very vintage. Look at that Santa. I am in love with the Santa. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to use the Santa. And then you get some great ones for doing holiday ornaments. I love that little snowman, so cute. And the kittens. And then you got the cute little ballerina. And I love like the little ornament pieces that they put in there. And of course Santa in front of the Christmas tree. So yeah, this one, the colors with the pinks and the greens and the aquas, definitely right up my alley. I love this one. I love that deer. And the little houses are so adorable. I have a feeling this one is going to be another big seller like the Kitschy Christmas was. Like, I can't even tell you how many of those I sold. I love the nutcracker and the cute little horse. And that is it for that one. And this one, oh, I forgot to tell you, this one is called Darling Holiday. I love this one. Now, this one is also not limited edition. This one, I think, goes perfectly with the A Timely Tale stamp. This one has a lot of like things that you could use for making like calendars and stuff in it. And this one is called The Bramblewood Diaries. And it's a lot of like wreaths, and then you have your month names. It's so pretty. I'm just trying to hold it in a way that you can see it without the glare from my lights up there. So pretty. But I love because some of them are like floral, but then some of them are more woodland, and then you have all the little creatures. And again, you don't have to use like, you know, the December, the November. It's not actually part of the transfer, so you can cut around those and just use the little wreath. You don't have to use the words, the months. And then you have a bunch of little creatures and florals, and they're all in kind of like a watercolor design. So you can use those to give like a hand-painted look to your stuff. So cute. And that one again is called the Bramblewood Diaries. And again, this one is not limited edition. Now I'm going to go ahead and do our Gilded Transfer. This is the one I always have issues with because I have lights everywhere above me. And so this one is so hard to show any of the gilded ones because the gold and the silver just, the lights just bang off of them. Oops. This one is called Angels Sing, and again, it is gold and silver. So you have a bunch of snowflakes and angels. And then this one, you get poinsettias and holly and a lily. And then you get a Christmas tree. I like these because they're kind of a nod to the primitive art, or like primitive decorating style. Then you have a couple of signs and some more deer. And then here are some silver designs, again, some snowflakes. And again, they have that kind of primitive feel. These are always great just to add a little pop of sparkle here and there. And the fact that they do gold and silver. And then that is it for that one. And that was Angels Sing. 4 pages of gold, 4 pages of silver. And then we have our Paint Inlay. This one is called the North Pole Company. And this one to me is a nod to that very first paint inlay that they did for the holidays. It's going back to the blue, the green, the red, and the soft black. And this upside down. So let's flip it right side. Hold on. All right, half of them are right side up and half of them are upside down. So that is the first page. And then I will flip it over. And then of course my husband will always reverse it so you can actually read it, but you can actually see like these are blue, like navy blue, then of course the green, the red, and the soft black. Oops. And another upside down one. It's a cute vintage sign. And this is all in the soft black. And again, I know my husband will reverse it so you can actually read it. But I like the fact that they did another colored one for the holidays. But again, like this one, it's something you can use all year. You know, it's not necessarily something for Christmas or for winter. That is the one thing that I like about IOD is even when they do their winter collection or their holiday collection, they always try to add in stuff that you can use all year long, not just for that season. And then who doesn't love some delicious hot cocoa? And this one has a lot of little pieces that you can cut out and use. I like the fact too that they're making the smaller size paint inlays, because again, there are some people that may be intimidated by the paint inlays, and so having a smaller size, because you know it's more cost effective if you want to try it than buying a big one and then what if it doesn't work out for you. But then these also have smaller pieces that you can work with as well. And there's so many different patterns and designs in these. Like, you definitely get your money's worth out of them. Like, there's so many projects that you can make from one of these books. One of the small transfer books, one of the small paint inlays. So if you look at, you know, how many projects you can make out of these, it's definitely, you know, cost effective. And then this is your last one. Oops. This one will be gorgeous in the middle of a round tray or a round riser. So, so pretty. I love those. So again, that one is called the North Pole Company, and it's in Paint Inlay. And if you notice, there are no big paint inlays or gilded transfers or regular transfers. Everything's all small. But I think they did that to give you more variety. So instead of having like too small and too large, you know, transfer books, this way you get a bunch of little ones, you know, more projects you can get from them. All right, on to the stamps. This one is called Flurry, and this is 2 sheets. So you get each half is a full sheet. And it's just different snowflakes. So you get a bunch of little scatter here, or you get actual snowflakes here. You can use them together. These are great for journaling, junk journaling, for paper crafters for sure. Doing, here we go again, I can't think of a word, scrapbooking, card making, besides doing, you know, like craft projects and stuff like that. There are so many uses for paper crafters with all the IOD stamps as well. But yeah. Again, this one is called Flurry. And these are so versatile too. And I mean, these are just dots. So, I mean, besides using it for snow per se, I mean, you can just use it just for like distressing. You can put your ink on it and then not use the full sheet, but just use like little sections of it here and there and make it look like the paint is chipping off, you know? So don't think about just winter. Think about things beyond what you would normally think of things for. This one, like I said, is great for like distressing and stuff too. Now this one is Gingerbread Lane. Let me take, this one comes with the masks. And let me kind of open that up. It's always easier to leave it on the white background, but then you have these things to contend with. There we go. I think I got it. Again, kind of that primitive feel. But the cool thing about these is that these pieces all work together. So you have this house here, but you could put this on top of it to make it a 2-tier, or you could put this on top of this, or you could put this on top of this and then put this on top of it, or you can put this on top of it, or you can put this on top of it, or you have just one dormer. You can do like 2 dormers next to each other. You could mask part of this off and do a dormer in the center there. You also have this little barn roof that you can put on the top of any of them. So this one is extremely versatile. You can make, there's so many different combinations that you can make for these houses. Like, it's literally endless. So yeah, and then you got the different trees and stuff. But look at the details on those. And I don't know if you noticed, but they're made to look like they're hand painted. So they're kind of like, I don't know, I guess scratchy. Like the paint is worn. So it gives you that distressed feel. Either that or it's just mine, but I don't think so. But again, this one isn't necessarily just a winter one. I mean, the houses are very primitive feeling, so it's something that you can use all year long. You got hearts and you have a cat and, you know, you have the little flowers. And you can layer these since it comes with the masks. You can layer them. But this would be great for card making and stuff too. You know, besides making crafts and things like that. I mean, I can honestly even see, like, this kind of reminds me of like the tower on a spook house for Halloween. So depending on how you color it, like you can use it for Halloween, you can use it for Christmas, you can use it for Valentine's Day, you can use it if you do pastels, you can do Easter. If you do red and blue, you can do it for 4th of July. Like these stamps and stuff are definitely, you know, transfers, everything are all year long. Don't just think of them as winter. And then the last stamp I'm saving for last. I'm pretty sure 2 seasons ago, 2 collections, holiday collections ago, we had the stamp called, what was it called? I looked at the name of this and it threw me off. Not Winter Forage. Was it Winter Forage? I don't even remember now. But it was all the trees. And that stamp sold out so quickly. I had one left that I found when I was going through a bunch of my IOD and, like, you know, doing inventory and everything, when I was setting the booth up, and I had one left and I put it up on my website and it literally sold like that. So this is going to be another good one. These are limited edition, so if you want trees, you better get it. And these are a little different because these are more like etching. So they have a little more detail than the other set that we had. But even for this little sign here, Like that's really useful. A piece of 2x4 and just stamp that across it. So yeah, this one is called Winter Grove. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you because I was trying to think of what the other one was called. Oh, that is gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to go look it up. Maybe it was Winter Forest, was that the name of it? I don't remember now. I had it in my head until I looked at the name of this one and then it's gone. That's my ADHD. But yes, very, very detailed. Again, it looks like somebody etched it. Lots of detail. And these two come with the masks, so you can do, you know, a whole forest. This one would be good for paper crafting as well. Card making. Okay, now for the two accessories. This is new for this year. You get a pack of 2 of them, and they are little stands. So I was going to bring something to put in it. Anyway, it's a wood block, and they're nice wood. They're like good hardwood. They're not that, like, what do they call that? The cheap wood that you get at like Home Depot and Lowe's that like you can literally take your fingernail and make a mark in it. So these are nice and heavy, but you basically can slide, you know, like a postcard in it, but they made them so that they're big enough so that you can use like the conservatory labels and put that on the front, you know. So you can make these, you know, and obviously these are not limited edition. You can get these all year long too. But they're little wood block stands. And like I said, they're nice and heavy. They give you a nice wide opening so that you can put thicker items in here. So like that's a stamp set. But these would go great with the A Timely Tale stamp because you can make little calendars and then put them in here. And you can even put like a magnet or something on here. You use the conservatory label mold, and you can make months on the conservatory labels, and then you can just swap them out with Velcro or magnets or, you know, even alien tape. But then you can have your little calendar in here, and you can flip the pages. So these would be great for gift giving for sure. But you do get 2 of them in your box. So I can't wait to, I've got some Christmas presents I'm going to make for some family and friends with those. Okay, now for the last accessory that I purchased, but it did not come in. As soon as they get more of them in, I will have them. I don't know if I got refunded or if they just put them on back order and they'll just automatically ship them to me whenever they come in. I don't know. I will have to find that out. But anyway, the other thing, I will put a picture on screen. Since we have so many of the 6x6 stamp sets now, they made a thin mount that is 6x6 that has a smaller grid on it. That way, I mean, yeah, you can use the bigger thin mounts, but they have such a big grid. And when you're working with a lot of the smaller stamps in the 6x6 kits, it's kind of hard when you have such a big grid. So they made the smaller 6x6 thin mounts to work specifically for the 6x6 stamp sets. So as soon as those come in, I will have them. So if you need them right away, you will have to find another stockist for those. I was really disappointed. They had said something in the group, in our stockist group, about some people didn't get some because there weren't enough. And so whenever my package came in, I was like rooting through everything going, please, please let there be there, because I sell a lot of thin mounts, personally. You know, because I explained to people that with the thin mounts, you can cut them up and you can use smaller pieces. You don't have to leave it one big sheet. And so I sell quite a few of them. And so when I didn't get the smaller ones, I was a little upset, but I understand things happen, mistakes happen. It's not a big deal. Like, so as soon as I get them in, I will put, probably a Facebook post, Instagram post to let you all know that I do have them in stock. But I am sure that other stockists will have them. So if you really need some, I'm sure that, you know, stockists that do have them, you know, I could probably get a couple from somebody, you know, if you need them. Anyway, so that is it for the 2026 winter collection. So let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite. You all know which one mine was. It was obviously the Darling Holiday. Or was it Darling Holiday? Yeah, sorry. Anyway, the one with the pinks and the aquas and the mint greens, that's my favorite. Anyway, so let me know which one your favorite one was. And stick around, because after this, then I will be doing a tutorial. Like I said, I will have several tutorials over the next couple weeks. I am going to go ahead and get them recorded for you guys. Now that I only have one vendor booth to keep up with instead of two, then I will have a little more time to focus on doing like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. Actually, been wanting to focus more on my YouTube videos and stuff because I love to teach and I love to share my knowledge. You know, I've been doing this a very, very long time. I've been crafting, creating art, sewing, cooking even for a very, very long time. And I love to teach people what I've learned. And also because I know that there's a lot of people out there like me that, yeah, there's videos out there that get you from point A to point B, but you want to know what's in between. What is part A1, part A2, you know? Or like me, don't tell me how to do something. Don't just show me how to do something. Tell me why I'm doing something. Because if I know why I'm doing something, then that can carry over to other things. So, yeah, so I'm hoping that life will allow me to focus more on my YouTube channel. I'm hoping that things will slow down and everything. So be on the lookout for my videos. So for this part of the video, our 2026 winter collection tour, walkthrough, whatever you want to call it, I will bid you adieu. And then, like I said, stay tuned because I'm going to be using some of the items to create a project for you guys. All right, ta-ta for now. So for our first project, we're going to use the Bell's Nickel mold. And I have 3 glass jars or bottles. And I had kind of alluded to this whenever I was showing you earlier the molds and the products. Sorry for the 26 winter or 2026 winter collection. Anyway, so we're going to make some molds and put them on these and paint them up and make a cute little display. The first thing that you want to do is, I've already gotten all the sticky and everything off of them. I don't know what's inside of there, but we're painting it. You're not going to see it anyway. I washed them in the dishwasher. So I guess something, some residue is in there. Anyway, the first thing that we're going to do is I always keep a bottle of alcohol at my table. And I always want to make sure that I clean my glass really well, just to make sure that paint and everything adheres to it. You want to make sure you get any residual residue off. Anyway, so the first thing we want to do is make our molds. So I'm going to get out, let me move these out of the way. I'm going to get out my IOD clay. Here's a little tip. When you put your clay away, besides I put a bunch of rubber bands on it to make sure it stays nice and tight and put it in a baggie, but I also put a damp cloth in the end of it, and then that keeps it from drying out. I'm going to be doing one of each of these molds. So I probably need quite a bit of clay. Hopefully I have enough. If not, I'll have to grab another clay. I might have to throw in a DOS or something else, but I should have enough. Anyway, handy dandy cornstarch. I keep it in a jar, and I get some on the brush and then tap it off, all the excess. And I guess we will start off with the little one. Might as well just go ahead and do them all while I'm at it. You don't want to put too much cornstarch on them, because you don't want the cornstarch to get like in all the details and the grooves and everything, and then you don't get that impression in your clay. So like there, I got a little too much, so I will be tapping that out. It really does not take much. So we will tap out the excess. Now what I like to do is just kind of spread my clay out a little bit, push it in the mold. And then I take a spatula and I kind of start at one end. And you can use your fingers to get the majority of it off like this. That's what the micro rim around all the molds is good for. Kind of gives you an edge that you can press up against to get the excess clay off. But then if you want like a really clean back or an even back, then I just take, sorry, I was testing paint colors. I was trying to find the perfect white for a project I was doing a long time ago. All right. So that gets all the excess, and then I just kind of go around the edges, because sometimes when you're pulling it, it will pull the clay away from the edges, and then you won't get a crisp image. So I just double check and then lay it down, and then you literally just roll it right out like that. And I'm going to set that aside. More clay. I probably won't have enough for the bigger ones. You can kind of roll it around in your hands a little bit. It's a little chilly in my basement in my craft room, so you just kind of warm it up with your hands a little bit. It makes it a little easier to work with. All right. So just kind of taking all the excess off of the areas where I don't need it and put it in the areas where I do. And remember, when you're doing these castings and you're putting them on like a bottle or something like that, where you really just need the image, you don't necessarily need the depth, you can kind of concave your clay so you don't use as much clay. You can use a credit card or a spatula, anything with a nice sharp edge. That'll scrape all of your extra clay off, and then I go back in and just kind of flatten it out with my fingers and make sure that the casting is good. And then just like the other one, just roll your mold and it comes right out. Oops. And I don't know if you can see the detail in like his beard. Working with clay is a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. So I just kind of take my fingers and just wipe it against that edge. Get off all your excess. And then again, and you don't want to like go straight across. You want to kind of start at the end a little bit and kind of work your way across. And then I will rotate it and do the same thing at this end. Kind of push it in there and make sure you're getting a nice crisp mold. And there you go. Again, I will set this aside, and then I'm going to mold these because I want to put those on the bottles too. You might have to once in a while kind of take your finger and get it started. And if for some reason you don't think it came out okay, you can put the clay right back in it and mold another one if you don't like it. Sometimes the smaller molds are harder to get out because there isn't enough weight from the clay. There we go. All right, there's all of my molds. Now to put the clay on the bottle, for one, there's a little bit of, it's not sticky, it's just where where the bottle rubbed up against other bottles and the glass is a little weird. So I'm going to put my mold over top of that so you don't even see it. But I use a little bag of popcorn to hold things steady. I have my handy dandy transfer paper. And I'm going to put a little bit of Type Bond Quick and Thick. Oops. See if I can carefully pick him up without sticking my nails in him. Whoop. You just want to get a good coat all over the back, especially on the edges. I would normally do my fingers, but I'm not feeling it today. Okay. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna, because this one is so big. Now you kind of want to start from the middle and work your way out as far as pressing it down, being gentle so you don't disturb your mold, but you don't want to get a bunch of air bubbles under it. So I start in the middle and kind of work my way out. And hopefully that's straight up and down. And then, like I said, you just want to make sure you get those edges down. Okay, and then I will set that aside. I just realized I wanted to put one of these on too. I forgot. Now we have that on. Sorry, I guarantee you I was out of camera there putting the glue on. I apologize. As a crafter, you get so into your crafting that you forget that you're filming and that you have to stay in the camera. You can't pull it close to you or... You don't want too much glue, because when you put too much glue, that's when they will slide around on you. So you can use a little painter's tape if you want to hold it in place, if you feel you need to. Something else that I do sometimes is, instead of gluing it down right away, I will actually just put the clay where I want it and allow it to dry like that, and then glue it on. All right, set this one aside. And then for the last one, okay, I'm going to set these aside to dry, and I will be back in the morning or whenever these are dry. Okay, so our bottles are all dry, It is the next day. So now I'm going to start painting them. I'm going to use crinoline and petticoat pink and apothecary and the cottage color white linen. I'm going to do the Santas and the words in the white linen. And the reason that I'm doing that is because the cottage color is thinner, has a built-in sealer, but the main thing is I want it to be thinner because I don't want to take away from the details on the Bell's Nickel mold. So instead of going over with the clay-based paint, I decided to use the cottage color on those. So I'm going to do the little one in the crinoline, and then one of them in the apothecary, oops, and then one of them in the petticoat pink. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint, if I can get it open. All right, remember that you always want to stir up your cottage color. Since it has the built-in sealer, it does have a tendency to separate, especially if you haven't used it in a while. So I'm going to get out my bag of popcorn in case I need to lay the bottle down. And I'm going to use a small artist brush with a point so that I don't want to get too much on the bottle. So, and I am just going to start painting. You just want to get in all the cracks and crevices. So I like to swirl my brush just to make sure I get all in there. Now, if you wanted to paint these with the DIY, the regular clay-based paint, you definitely could. But like I said, I don't want to lose any of the details. Because when I'm done, I am going to go over them with a little gold wax just on some of the details, like the little areas on his robe, on the lantern, not over the whole thing. And since I'm using the cottage color, I don't know who else uses cottage color and Sweet Pickins, but for me, I have found that the DIY cottage color paint and milk paint go hand in hand. I absolutely love using them together. I will do the cottage color for my base coat and then do the milk paint over top. And I have found that the cottage color, since it's kind of a satin, gives the milk paint just enough to adhere to the cottage color, but also allowing it to crack and chip, you know, like you would on any other satin surface. And then whatever color, obviously, that you pick of the cottage color is going to show through your cracks and your chips and stuff. But I use them together all the time. To me, they go hand in hand. The cottage color kind of acts as a primer because it pretty much sticks to anything. Okay, now that I have all those done, I'm going to go in and paint my bottles. I need to wash out my brush. The regular DIY clay-based paint, if you don't wash your brush out, you're fine because water will reactivate it and you shouldn't have a hard time getting the paint out. But since these have a built-in sealer, you always want to make sure you wash your brushes right away. Okay, this isn't quite dry yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my heat gun to dry it. And just remember that the white paint, the cottage color, does have a built-in sealer, so you don't want to like sit there and hold your heat gun on it because it will start to bubble. But you can, you know, go back and forth like this and you should be fine, as long as you're just not sitting there holding it, you know, in one place for a long period of time. So I'm gonna heat gun all these to dry them real quick, and then we will get started on the actual bottles. Now again, I want to clean these off with a little alcohol before I start painting, just to get any oils or anything off from my fingers. I know I'm going to be touching it again, but and then I think I'm going to do this one in Petticoat Pink. I know these aren't your traditional Christmas colors, but I'm also going to be dark waxing them, so it'll darken them. But for me, these are my colors, so. I almost forgot to wet my brush, so give me a second to spray this on my brush before I start painting, going under my desk into my trash can. And I like to kind of do it messy and kind of like a crosshatch pattern. Since I am going to be dark waxing it when I get done, it just gives, you know, areas for the dark wax to stick into, a little more texture. You don't have to by any means. All right, so that one's done. And this one is going to be crinoline. Here's a little tip. If you ever have a hard time opening your paint, if you take something and just go underneath the lid and just lift a little bit, you don't want to break it, you don't want to bend it out of shape, but if you just go around the rim and bend it just a little bit, it will open right up for you. I just had a hard time opening this one. All right, let's get started on the apothecary one. Doing bottles like this is a great way to repurpose and reuse. Where we live, they don't do recycling, which is disappointing. So all my neighbors and my friends and family, they always save all their bottles and jars for me because I can't stand seeing them get thrown away. And if I can make something useful or decorative out of them, then I'm gonna do that. And they're such a fun medium to work on anyway. You can do so many things. You can decoupage, you can add clay, you can just spray paint them and distress them, or, you know. I just love repurposing jars and bottles. Okay. Set that one aside. And then I'm going to run my heat gun all over each of these so that I can put on another coat. Okay, getting ready to go in for a second coat. And since my brush was sitting there for a few while I was drying these, I want to re-wet it a little bit. Oops. But you can see how much coverage I got on that first coat. Even though it didn't look like it was really covered. So technically, at this point, you're kind of more just filling in the gaps and the places where you need a little more paint. You don't necessarily have to do a full coat. And I apologize if I keep getting out of frame. Again, when you're painting and crafting and stuff, you kind of get into what you're doing. And you kind of forget that you're filming. Now my paint is a little thick. Because I've left it open so much while I was crafting and painting stuff. So I'm going to add a little bit of water just so it's not quite so thick. And we really don't need a full on coat. There. Because it is pretty covered. Now try not to work your paint too much because this is a slick surface and the DIY paint does get reconstituted with water. And so if you're working your paint too much, you might start pulling the paint off. So now if you've let it set for overnight or a day or so, you really shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But I literally just got done drying it with the heat gun. So it's, you know, hasn't even had a chance to cure or really, you know, grip the glass. So just a little bit of advice. Whoops, see, like right there, it's starting to pull away a little bit. So I'm just going to take kind of a heavier section of paint and just kind of go over it a little bit. Okay, that one should be good to go. Now I haven't decided. I might put some knobs on the top of these. I have a bunch of new knobs and vintage knobs, and a lot of times I don't necessarily like leaving the bottles open. If you are going to glue something to the top though, you can always wipe it off later since the clay-based paint comes off with water. But I find just, you know, don't paint the top fully. If you decide you don't want to put something on the top, you can always go over it, you know. You just want to leave. I prefer to have item to item contact rather than going through paint, because if you go through paint, then you're taking the chance of it coming off. Fuzzy stuck on my fingernail. I'm going to go ahead and paint the other two. If I have any bits of information or anything that pops in my head while I'm doing it, then I will, you know, pop on and fill you in with some tips or whatever. But other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and get the crinoline and the petticoat pink one painted, and I will meet you back when I'm done. All right, I just wanted to show you why it is that I did the white first and then did the green. Yes, I did get some green up on the sides. Not a big deal. But because this is now sealed, the clay is sealed, any places where I did come up further than the sides, like right there, I can just take some water and wipe it away. Just like that. And that is one of the things that makes the IOD, or not IOD, sorry, woo, the DIY clay-based paint, one of the things that I love about it, because if you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it very easily. So I just wanted to show you that. Now that all of my jars are dry, if you don't like so much of a texture, this paint sands really easily, and you can sand it a bit to get rid of some of the texture. I personally like the texture. I believe it kind of makes it look more like stone or, you know, something other than glass. So I personally like it. Again, we're also going to be waxing this and putting dark wax on, so it also will help catch some of the dark wax, just to give it a little more age and interest, a little more depth. You could even do a stippling motion when you put the paint on. That gives you a whole nother, you know, different kind of texture. Okay, again, I have my little transfer paper, and I always take my clear wax out and put it on a piece of the transfer paper or whatever you have. This is why I save all my transfer papers, so I can put paint or glue or whatever on them. And I'm going to wax these. And yes, you can use wax over top of the cottage color. And I did finish the bottoms on these as well. I like using more of a pointy brush anytime I'm doing detail work, whether with paint or with wax, clear coat. Just to make sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies. Okay, so that one's all waxed. We'll set that aside. Now you don't have to wax DIY paint. You can use liquid patina or big top or any kind of top coat. You can use a matte top coat, gloss top coat, satin top coat, doesn't matter. Your preference. Now, if you wanted to put transfers on these, then you'd want to do that before you do wax. I will say that. Okay. And I like to let the wax set in a little bit. And then I will go in and wipe off the excess. Okay, and then now that we have put our clear wax on and wiped off the excess, then I'm going to go in with DIY dark wax. Again, you want to get it down in the nooks and crannies. Now, you don't have to use clear wax first, but if you use clear wax first, it is going to be darker. And you'll have a little harder time getting the excess off. But you don't have to. If you want it really dark, then yeah, for sure you wouldn't want to wipe off or put the clear wax on. All right, and then I'm going to leave that on for a few while I wax the other ones before I take the excess off. Now, if you did that, it kind of gives it a wood grain look, which actually I was noticing as I was painting these, and I meant to, I'll show you on the other one maybe. I did notice that these Bell's nickel molds kind of look like carved wood, or like they're carved out of wood. You don't really see that, you know, just straight up mold, but once you actually mold it, then you can see that. That carved texture. And again, I will let that set for a few. Now, I have had some people ask me what the difference between the DIY wax and the Sweet Pickins wax is. The Sweet Pickins wax has citrus oil in it, so it has like a orangey smell to it. So that is my favorite. Whenever I do furniture for my clients or even for myself, I always wax the wood of the drawers and stuff to give them some moisture, because on vintage furniture, you know, the wood gets dried out and then that's when it starts cracking and drawers start breaking and all that stuff. So I will go through and condition the wood, and I like to use the Sweet Pickins wax for that because of that orange smell. Especially if it's an older piece and it has a little bit of an odor, it helps get rid of that odor. But, and the DIY wax does not have the citrus, so there's no smell to it. It's just straight up beeswax and maybe other things, but and then as far as the colors, they're about the same as far as like the shade. They're about the same color as far as that goes. But the DIY is more pigmented. It has more color to it. So I use both of them regularly. It just depends. If I just want a little bit of distressing, then I will use the Sweet Pickins one. And if I want a heavier distress like on this, then I will use the DIY. But other than that, they work exactly the same. Outcome besides the colors are exactly the same. So like the clear wax, either one, you know, for sure you're going to be happy with either one. But you can also achieve the same thing with the DIY wax. If you want a lighter coloring, then you would just wipe it off right away. All right, so set my wax aside. And then now we are going to take the wax off. Now, if you find that you think the wax is too dark, you can take a little bit of clear wax and rub back a little bit some of the dark wax. Oops. So here and here, I want it a little bit lighter. So I just put a little bit of clear wax on there, and I'm able to wipe back some of that. Now you can go over it several times and wipe back more, but you probably won't be able to get it all off. But you see what I mean about the texture? It just gives it interest and depth, and it doesn't look like just a glass bottle. And then I was going to show you, if you look at his hat, you can see that texture that kind of gives it that wood hand-carved look. All right. So, little spot here. And if there's any areas that you see that you want a little darker, like if you want a little darker around the edges, you know, you can always add a little more. You can even come in with a really small brush and just kind of go around the edges and give it a shadow. Oops. Okay, so this is what they look like. And then I am going to go in with a little bit of gold wax. And like I said, just highlight things like his bell and, you know, maybe some of the parts on their outfit and stuff. So again, I'm going to use the Redesign Decor Wax in Eternal. And a little bit goes a long way. You don't need much. And I'm just looking for some highlights. I'm not looking to do a lot. So just like on his belt. And a little design. And then just going in with a light, very light touch. Like I said, I don't want it real dark. And then I'll just go in at the top of his hat. And then I'm going to go over the Yule. There we go. Just a touch of gold. And remember, if you get a little of the gold wax where you don't want it, you can go over it with a little clear wax. And now the question is do I want to put toppers on them or leave them like that? I think I'm just going to leave them the way they are. I like them just like that. So again, this is what they look like. And of course I will show you guys pictures and everything. Well, I hope you got something from the video. Tell me what you think of the new release. What is your favorite item? I think these bottles came out adorable. I absolutely love them. And now I can't wait until it's time to decorate for Christmas because I'm going to put them on my mantelpiece. Or on my mantle. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, then leave me a snowflake emoji just to let me know that winter called and you answered. So again, I hope you enjoyed the projects. I hope you learned something new. I know, again, that my videos are long, but please understand that my videos are meant for teaching. You know, a seasoned crafter can watch them. That's fine. You know, obviously I want everyone to watch them. But I do this because I love to teach and I love to share my knowledge and what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, ideas that I've, you know, had. I've been doing this a very, very long time. And I know there's a lot of people out there that I hear all the time, oh my gosh, like I could never do that. How did you do that? I could never do anything like that. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. So that's why my videos are longer, because I really want to show step by step and teach you not just how to do something, but why I do something. And I will say it 1,000 times more. Just because I want people to understand that when they're watching my videos, that this isn't just a, you know, a quick flip DIY. We're done. Let's slap some paint on. Let's go. That's not even how I am. Like, I don't just slap paint on something and call it a day. I'm very, even when I'm doing a project that I want to look messy, I'm still very meticulous in how I do it. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but, so, you know, please be patient, bear with me. You know, if you want to skip through the videos, that's fine. Most everyone that comments says that they love my videos. They love that I take the time to actually show every step and give tips and tricks and things that I've learned. And, you know, even the little, you know, quirky stories and stuff that I tell. So again, if you're a seasoned crafter, feel free to, fast forward through the video. I understand. But for those people that really, they want the courage to do it, or they need that little bit of inspiration to go try something new, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage others to, take the steps to bring out their creativity and, just learn something and try something new. So anyway, so for the end of the video, or this is the end of the video. So I hope you guys learned something new again. And I really hope you guys love the new 2026 winter collection from IOD. As usual, you can get it online, or you can get it in my booth at the Glamorous Goat. And if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. I feel that's what I'm here for. Whether you're, go into my Etsy shops or my website or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and you have questions, like that's, please feel free to ask questions. Anyway, so without further ado, like I said, leave me a snowflake emoji and let me know what your favorite item is from the new release and what you can't wait to start using. I love this mold. I absolutely love it, and I think it's going to be one of my favorites. I'm definitely going to be using it a lot for the holidays. So, all right. Well, I love you all. Hugs, hugs, hugs. And until the next video, I will bid you all adieu. Bye. Let me know what you think of this project, and if you have any questions or something in particular you would like to see me make, or a product in particular you would like to see me use, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you ever so much for watching, and until we meet again, have a most serendipitous day. Hugs to all. Love, Jewel.